ya kutuweka pamoja.
On to matters education, grade 10 was rolled out as a structured, carefully balanced reform, promising seamless placement, equitable admissions, and a well-prepared system. But as the transition unfolded and learners settled in, that vision began to shift. Key policies have since been revised or quietly abandoned, from placement procedures to curriculum design. What was meant to be orderly and predictable is now emerging as a series of adjustments, exposing clear gaps between the intended plans and the reality on the ground.
One term into grade 10, the rollout already departs from its original blueprint. What was carefully designed on paper has been reshaped in practice, with key elements either revised or quietly abandoned, exposing a growing gap between policy ambition and the realities unfolding inside schools. The ministry had required every school to establish a day wing and reserve at least 10% of the slots for incoming learners. In reality, the directive flattered. Many day schools received no students at all, with government estimates indicating nearly 1,000 institutions were left without grade 10 placement. The placement was meant to be fully automated, promising fairness and efficiency. However, mounting complaints from frustrated parents over schools' allocation forced a policy shift. In a notable reversal, principals were granted authority to admit learners during the second revision, reintroducing human discretion into a system designed to eliminate it. Admissions were intended to strictly match school bed capacity, ensuring manageable numbers and adequate resources. In practice, however, many institutions exceeded their limits, admitting far more learners than they could accommodate. The result is widespread overcrowding in the previously called national schools, stretching facilities thin and undermining the very standard the policy sought to uphold. Also, authorities maintained that teachers had been retooled to handle the expanded senior school curriculum and its new learning areas. Yet, the reality on the ground tells a different story. Critical subjects, particularly within the STEM pathway, remain understaffed, exposing sharp disconnect between official assurance and persistent shortage of qualified teachers. Curriculum design initially removed mathematics as a compulsory subject, limiting it to STEM pathway only. Yet, after intense national debate, the decision was overturned. Mathematics returned into two forms: core mathematics for STEM learners and a simplified alternative, reflecting a compromise between flexibility and foundational academic expectations. And Musungu KT.